Hello everyone, welcome back to Indiana Kayak Fishing Journal. Today is Tuesday, May the 24th. I'm out on beautiful Loon Lake again. Last week, I caught a 41 3/4 inch muskie out of this lake, so I thought, what the heck, the weather's really nice again. I'm gonna go right back and do the exact same thing. I had the exact same game plan. I've got my trusty Bulldawg Musky rods, Bucktail rod, a nice double Showgirl Bucktail for my one rod, and then on my other rod, like I said, this is my pike rod. I've got an assortment of Rapalas and jerkbaits that I'm gonna be trying on that. So we're gonna see how that goes. Like I said, last week it worked out beautifully. I got one really nice fish, so I'm hoping for the same thing tonight. If I do that, I'm gonna be really happy. The weather is just absolutely beautiful. There's a little bit of wind, but it's 70 degrees, bright and sunny. It's just a beautiful night out. Stay tuned, we'll see what happens. Oh, there's a nice fish. Oh, shoot. Oh, are you kidding me? So if you're going to come out and throw bucktails for muskies, what I suggest is getting a nice musky rod that's heavy enough to handle a decent sized bucktail. You don't need to throw double tens like a lot of these guys are throwing. You don't have to have the heaviest rod, but you want a nice solid heavy rod. You want a nice reel that you can use. You want 80-pound braided line down to 100-pound fluorocarbon leader. And then, like I said, this isn't the biggest bucktail. You know, this is, I don't know what size blades these are actually offhand. But I said, you can tell, you know, it's just about the size of my hand. It's not a huge bucktail, but it's big enough to get the attention of some of these really big fish. So, like I said, what I would suggest is just spend the money, get a nice bucktail rod, get a nice reel that you can use to reel that thing in with, and then get a nice selection of bucktails. You know, this particular color looks absolutely beautiful in this water. It kind of matches the water color, that little bit of stained color with the copper blades, the gold blades, and then that copper skirt just look awesome together. So try to match your bucktail to the water color, and you're gonna have success. Like I said, what I tried to do when I first started musky fishing was use some of my existing spinning rods and equipment, and it really just didn't work. I wasn't able to throw some of these bigger lures that the muskies really seem to prefer once the water temps get to 70. So, like I said, just do yourself a favor. If you're gonna do this, if you're gonna come out and fish for these fish, get yourself a nice rod and reel, and it'll go a long way towards making you more successful. Just like that. Just like that. I love it when they freaking clobber it. Come on, dude. Yes. God, I could have had two in the space of like 10 minutes. Damn it. That's a good fish. That's a good fish. Yep, probably high 30s. Beautiful fish. Nice fish. Try to get a couple pictures and we'll get her right back. Yeah, it's a nicer fish than I think. I think it's probably high 30s. Nice, beautiful fish. Good one. Give them plenty of time to recover. Let them go on their own terms. That way they swim away well. That is just a beautiful fish. Nice one. Definitely high 30s. All beat up. I screwed up that one on the figure 8 right before this, and then just wham! This fish just crushed it. Let him go and see what he does. Yep, he looks good. There he goes. So the interesting thing about using a bucktail like this when you're in a kayak is you can actually use the lure to move the boat around and help push you around and help turn you. You wouldn't be able to do this in a boat, but since you're in a kayak, it's so much smaller, so much lighter, you can actually do it. So let me kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about. So you make a cast. Let's say I want to go to the left. I'll cast to the left, and the lure will actually pull the nose of the kayak to the left. So I said you can actually use that to kind of steer your kayak as you're going and casting. And then also while you're doing your figure 8, it will continue to turn your boat depending on which direction you do your figure 8. So I'm going this way, it's trying to turn me this way. If I go the other way with my figure 8, it turns my kayak the other way. Kind of an interesting quirk to throwing a bucktail in a kayak. So you can also actually, so I see I have the rod at the front of the kayak, the nose of the kayak, so it's turning me to the right. Now watch kind of the same cast and what it does if I hold the tip of the rod not at the front of the kayak, towards the middle of the kayak. So you can actually turn yourself the other way just by positioning the rod in a different place. It's pretty interesting. It's actually kind of fun to mess around with. So the other big advantage to standing and fishing is being able to do these big figure 8s. They call them a figure 8, but I found that the easiest thing to do in a kayak is just one big circle. So what you want to do is make a big circle. While it's really far away from you, you want to bring it up to the surface, and then you want to drop it down and go faster, and then bring it back up to the surface and go slower, drop it down and go faster, and then bring it back up and go slower. Usually the fish will get excited when you're going fast, and then you hang it where it's barely moving, and this is when they'll strike and come up and get it. That's what that fish did to me earlier. Like I said, that's what they're supposed to do anyways. So I said, being able to stand and fish from your kayak while you're fishing a bucktail like this is pretty critical, because it really helps you be effective while you're fishing from a kayak. All right, well that's gonna do it for the video today. I had that one follow, and then I had that one muskie come in hot on the figure 8 and bite, and I unfortunately just didn't hook that fish. I think that basically I did everything right, but what I didn't do was set the hook as hard as I possibly could into that fish. I think if I could have done that, I might have had a good shot at that fish. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. That fish got away, and I was really pretty bummed about it. And then just a few minutes later, continuing to throw that bucktail, and a fish just absolutely slammed it out of nowhere, just grabbed it, and it was the easiest thing in the world. Set the hook, reel him in. It took me a while to get him in the net, so I think I might need to get a bigger net if I'm going to continue to catch all these big fish. These are some of the biggest muskies that I've ever caught. This May has been awesome for me. Getting a lot of big ones. I'm not catching any of those like 20 to 30 inch ones like I usually do. They're all like high 30s into the low 40s. So pretty spectacular. Another awesome night of fishing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you to everybody who likes, comments, subscribes, shares these videos. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the next one.